Upgrading the Secretary of State's computer system so that it can do 24-hour disclosure of all campaign contributions is something that can be done for a relatively small amount of money. I've talked to technology experts across California. They say that this is something that can be done for a couple of $1 million. On one hand, that's a lot of money, but in a $100 billion budget, spending $2 or $3 million to make sure we know who's giving money to candidates, who's spending on campaigns, where that money's going, is a relatively small price to pay.
One of the things that I'm recommending is that the Secretary of State's office on the homepage of the website puts up a performance dashboard, a metric from 1 to 10, which we're in the midst of creating. We use measures ranging from voter registration to voter turnout to the whole side of the office, which is related to business registration. The other thing as it relates to campaign finance is there's a lot of work that's being done around open data to make sure that voters understand not only who is funding their candidates and ballot measures, but tying that information directly to the performance of their legislators.
The Secretary of State will take a leadership role and saying to whatever the entity, whatever the PAC may be, whatever the organization may be, that you cannot somehow come into the state of California and conduct business in an election and somehow think that you can then hide money through secondary, tertiary, or even third and fifth level of sort of subterfuge. What you're going to see in the Secretary of State office is a complete changeover that all information ought to be easily accessible, and that it's not just simply back in the days of shoe boxes with 3x5 cards. Those days are gone absolutely for me.
One of the things that we could be doing is we could take our newsprint voter's guide, you know, that booklet that comes out from the Secretary of State's office, and let's turn that into a digital app that you can get on your smartphone or your desktop computer. We could give every candidate for office a series of online videos to talk directly to voters, and then we could have links to the campaign contribution data right there with numbers of how much money each candidate's taking from corporations, from labor unions, from outside of the state, and put that in a one-stop shopping place for voters to get better information about candidates and who's backing who.
I have online reporting of my donations coming in. I think the state can have online reporting of things, you know, be basically real-time transparency. Because, you know, with more eyes looking at it, you can catch things and alert the offices. They're trying to get a centralized database for the whole state, which is a good goal, but with a state the size of California, it makes some sense to keep that a decentralized process and just pull the data when you need. So that's, you know, that's an ongoing discussion.
I've actually recently introduced legislation to build on the California Political Reform Act to make a disclosure more helpful for voters by requiring campaign contributions to be disclosed within 5 business days, and within 90 days of an election to have that reporting period be within 24 hours. You know, we upload millions of pictures to Facebook every day. We can deposit checks by taking a picture with our smartphone. There's no reasons we can't have more real-time campaign disclosures using today's technologies.